Good day, welcome back to our YouTube channel. It's me again, Teacher Yang, your APH teacher. Before we start our lesson for today, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more upcoming videos. Are you ready? Let's start. Physical Education Unit 3, Indoor Recreational Activities. Dominoes. History of dominoes. Dominoes or dominoes is a game played with rectangular domino tiles. The domino gaming pieces make up the domino set, sometimes called the deck or pack. The domino set may consist of different numbers of tiles and dots. The traditional Sino-European domino set consists of 28 dominoes. Dominoes are called bones because the earliest domino tiles were made from animal bones or ivory. In addition to bones, dominoes are also called tiles, stones, men, tickets, or spinners. Each domino is a rectangular tile with a line dividing its face into two square ends. Each end is marked with a number of spots, also called pips, or is blank. The word pip commonly means a spot or a speck, and perhaps that's why the dominoes spots are called pips. Evidences show that tile games have been found in China as early as 1120 CE. Some historians credit Kang Kung in the 12th century BCE for creating them. Other historians stated that dominoes were invented by a statesman named Chu Xian in 1120 CE. How to play domino. Shuffling the dominoes. Before you start a game, the dominoes must be shuffled to make a boneyard. You need to shuffle the tiles all face down, moving them in random motion. Make sure that no one knows the location of any given tile. Decide who will make the first move. You can do it in two ways. Each of the players choose a domino at random. With first move going to the player holding the heavier domino, these dominoes are returned to the boneyard and reshuffled. The players draw their allotted number of tiles, which varies according to the game being played, and the holder of the heaviest domino goes first. Drawing tiles 3. Once you begin drawing tiles, they are typically placed on edge so that you and your opponent can see your own tiles, but none can see the value of other players' tiles. Every player can thus see how many tiles remain in the other player's hands at all times during the game. Placing the first tile. After you and your opponent have drawn dominoes, the first player places the first tile, usually a double 6, on the table. If no one holds the double 6, then the double 5 is played, and so on. Playing subsequent tiles. You can only put domino tiles to open ends, i.e., no other tile is connected to it. The double tile is usually placed crossways in the layout, straddling the end of the tile that it is connected to. All four sides of a double are opened, allowing dominoes to be connected in all four directions. Drawing a tile from the boneyard draw games, or you must pass if you cannot make a move, block games. As you take turns placing tiles with your opponent, if someone cannot make a move, you can do either two things. In block games, or if there are no tiles left in the boneyard, you must pass if you cannot make a move. In a draw game, you can draw a tile from the boneyard. Depending on the game, you can then either play it if it fits, and if the rules allow, pass if he cannot play the drawn tile, or continue drawing until you can make the move or the boneyard is empty. Ending the game. The game ends when you have played all your tiles, or when the game is blocked. When you play your last tile, tradition requires you to say domino. When this happens, the other players are said to have been dominoed. The game is blocked when no player is able to add another tile to the layout. When playing a multi-round game, domino games are typically scored by awarding the number of pips on opposing players' tiles to the winner. Doubles may be counted as 1 or 2. If 1, a 6 to 6 counts as 6, if 2, a 6 to 6 counts as 12, and double blank may either count as 0 or 14. These rule variations must be agreed upon before the game begins. The player who reaches the target score 100, 200, or whatever is agreed on among the players, or the player who amasses the most points in a given number of rounds wins the game. Domino game tips. Set down doubles early. Do not get stuck with doubles. Lay them down early in the game or whenever you have the opportunity. Set down your heavier tiles early. Play your heavier tiles early in the game so you won't be caught with a high score of points for your opponent. Hold on to a variety of suits. Try to keep as many different suits as you can in your hand as long as you can. This will give you a range of options when it comes to the tiles you can set down, and prevent you from being unable to make a play at all and having to pass on your play. Note your opponent's weak suits. Take note of the tiles your opponent doesn't have. This will allow you to block them later in the game. Domino tips. Work out your opponent's hand. Study the layout of already played tiles and the tiles in your own hand to guess what your opponents are holding in their hands. You'll soon learn which tiles in your own hand to play to block your opponents. Domino tips. Always be aware of the board count. This is the total of all open ends on the layout. In games like fives, players score points when the board count is a multiple of 5. Evaluate the tiles in your hand and how they can change the board count. Determine the difference between suit values on either end of a tile so you quickly know how they will change the board count. For example, 5 and 3 on each end will change the board count by 2. Connecting the lower end to the open ends of the layout will raise the board count, while connecting the higher suit will lower the board count. Use blocking strategies near the end of a point game, when the opportunities for scoring points diminish. Domino tips. Control and manipulate the board count. 9. Push the board count up when you can't set down scoring tiles, and down when you can't. Knowing the suits your opponent does and doesn't hold will help you alter the board count accordingly, allowing you to prevent opponents from setting down scoring tiles. That's all. Thank you for watching.